I want you to show me by raise of your hands how many of you ever have or have had a favorite pastime or a hobby. Okay. May I ask you what your favorite pastime is?
Skate.
Okay, skate. How about you, sir?
I watch movies.
Movies. Alright. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear friends. I am here today to talk about one of my favorite pastimes, that of sketching. Ever since I was in the 6th standard and I won a couple of silly awards from Camden Art competitions that were held at my school, I've been into sketching. Sketching, not just any particular theme, I was too young and naive to understand that at that time, but sketching in general, whatever fancied my heart, whatever I liked, be it a face, an expression, a pen, a stand, sceneries, whatever liked, I drew. But as I said, I didn't have much experience at that time. I only wanted to play the game of light and shadow, the dark and the faint. Over the years, the expression of art and sketching narrowed down to one controversial theme, that of girls. I know, controversial, but if any of you who are my Facebook friends and have explored or want to explore some of my creations, do check out the albums titled In 2007 and a few years ago. However, I'm not talking about them today. What I am talking about is my passion, what I am going to show you today. But before I do that, I have a purpose, rather two purposes. Firstly, I want you all to know that as long as you can draw a fairly straight line and a fairly round circle, you can decently sketch, trust me. Secondly, when I say sketch, I do not mean on your laptops or your computer with MS Paint and Photoshop. I mean taking a pen and a paper lying in front of you and just sketching. Okay? The reason for that, well, let's just say I'm a person who likes natural curves better than artificial jobs, given that I'm a natural curve myself. Moving on to the famous things that I want to show you today. These cartoons, these images are a rage on Facebook these days, and if you've been on any given time on Facebook, you must have come across them. Their famous names, the lol images, the damn lols, Mr. Troll. Better known, their correct term is memes. Memes are expression of deep-seated anguish or emotions which we would normally not express. Okay? And the two of them that I have to show you today are one that says challenge accepted, and second that shows like a boss and how to draw them. Okay? Both of them are very simple. First and foremost, Mr. Challenge Accepted. We begin with its body frame. The body frame is, let's begin here. It's reminding something like an integral curve that we used to see in our classes 11th and 12th. Then we move to its hands, and its hand is somewhat of a mirror image of each other. Somewhat like a hook, this side and this side. Next, it has its arms crossed over. Something like an X, but suppressed and depressed. So we draw a line left to right and right to left. Need not be perfectly straight, but simple scratch. Next, we move on to its fingers. Fingers are just 3 for these cartoons. 3 scratches here, 3 scratches there. Done. The most important part, the expression seen in the face. Now, for Mr. Challenge Accepted, the face is more of a regular circle, fairly circular. So we go with a slightly larger than proportion required for its face. And then we move on to its eyes. Now, its eyes are very unique. Because it's a cartoon, it's got oval eyes. Oval, one on the left side and on the right. On the left side, we do one thing, and on the right side, we do another thing, because to express those feelings that yes, you've done it properly, we draw a equal to sign in both the eyes in the angle that the eyes are tilted to. Okay? Then we draw a large round circle in between the equal to sign, and the expression of the eyes is achieved. Next we move on to the mouth, which expresses the actual emotion, and that is somewhat like a small N but stretched out. It appears something like this, and it's two dimples. So there you go, challenge accepted. As long as you can draw a fairly straight line and a fairly circular circle, you can draw Mr. Challenge Accepted. Moving on to the next one, the like a boss character. Now this fellow is quite similar to its brother Challenge Accepted. However, it has few differences. First, the body shape is not that of an integral. It's more of a part of a circle tilted towards the right. Something like this. The hands are not mirror images of each other. They more like show the elbow or the palm. Something like this. With the fingers. And on the other side, we show the elbow again with the fingers. The head. The head is not at all circular. It is more like a potato. Now when I say a potato, what I mean that it's quite broadly circular towards the base and quite narrow towards the top. So something like maybe an open C at the bottom and something like the top of an egg here. That goes for the face. But its eyes again are not similar to Mr. Challenge Accepted. Its eyes are more like a capital D, horizontally inverted with a thin curvature. How? Something like this. Straight line, D, and again tilted over here. Those get you the eyes. Now for the pupils we do not have to draw the equal to sign because the expression otherwise would be lost. What we do instead is that in the extreme right corners we just draw the darkened pupil. But that is not entirely the complete eye or the eyebrows. We need to draw the eyebrows as well, and they are again straight lines with curves at both ends. That will get you the eyebrows. The mouth, the most important part of the aspect of the expression for like a boss, is somewhat like Mr. Challenge Accepted. But if you notice, Mr. Challenge Accepted had somewhat like a hook or a hockey. This has more like a inverted tick. Okay, something like that. But this is not complete again. It's got to have its dimples and a small one under its mouth, and there you go, like a boss. That is done. This is simply how you can create your own memes. The reason of sharing this is because I feel that people are losing touch with their sketches, losing touch with the inner child in them. If you have ever drawn any sketch, any art, I request you, whenever you get the free time, instead of watching videos or forwarding emails, this is a better thing to do. Because you never know, with a simple curve and a scratch on paper, you can make someone smile. Toastmaster.